Hey everyone, welcome back here to my channel where I play Bia Zoo. My name is Nissa and today I built this restaurant. Fair warning, no animals today, just the restaurant, but I do put in a lot of time in it and effort, so I hope you want to watch it anyway. However, if you're only here for the animals, I totally understand. I will be back Saturday with the speed build with information about an animal. But today is not that day. So if you want to go, it's okay. If you're here to stay, I love it. Yeah, let's get into it. Okay, guys, let's get started. And if I forgot to mention this in my intro, I haven't recorded it yet, just in case I forget. This is only the restaurant today, no animals. So if you're only here either to learn about animals or to see the habitats, then this might not be the video for you, and I totally understand. Please come back another day to see something else when we build for the animals. Again, you're still welcome to be here now. It's just if you don't want to see this part, I understand, but I also understand that some people want to see these restaurants, and it opens up a possibility to be a little more creative, where a lot of animals I think very much about when I build for the animals. What would I like to see in a zoo? Which story do I want to tell? Again, there's some stories that I feel like I need to tell. There's some stories I build the habitat up on around, and then there's other habitats where I build very much which what I would hope animals could have in a zoo. Again, I haven't visited every single zoo out there. I would love to. It's probably never gonna happen because there's luckily a lot of them out there. Anyway, today of course we're building this restaurant and it's called Havannah. And that's actually because I wanted to stay with this water theme. We are gonna have a good view over the spectator caimans we have next door, and we're also gonna have another water habitat in the background when I get around to building that. So I wanted to stay with the water theme, so I want to be inspired by a boat, so you feel a little bit like you are in a boat when you are in the floor, what's it called, the ground level. Then when you get up, it would feel a little more like you are on top of a boat. However, I also are focused a little bit about. I thought about actually trying to make it boat shape, but I decided that first of all, it would take me hours and hours and hours just to try to get a shape. And secondly, it would be way too expensive for most zoos. Again, I do play with money in this game. And already before I start building this, I had to wait because I was 600,000 in minus, basically. So I didn't have any money. So I had to fix a lot. So this restaurant will also help us get a lot of money. I knew after the last habitat I built that while I was recording the cinematics, I totally forgot to keep money in mind. So I knew that I needed to focus a little bit on that, but I didn't know how bad it was before I logged in. I wanted to build a restaurant, and then I just saw that I needed to use a few hours, honestly, to just get it all up and running again. Of course, a lot of that time I spent doing other things at the same times, but also just have more guests. I put down the number of guests so I can have more of a flow in my game. So when I don't look at the screen, I can have more guests basically and get more money that way. I also put up the price of some of the drink stores and that around the zoos. Again, I am in a grassland in Africa, so people are very, very thirsty. But honestly, if you watch this Saturday live speed build, or you seen some of my live streams on my second channel, Nisman, where I play Pokemon, this wasn't even remotely my biggest issue this week, since I was live Friday and I was supposed to record Friday evening. But the thing was, while I was live, I accidentally knocked over a cup of hot chocolate, which I made myself, which means it's warm milk with chocolate in it. And because I don't want to burn myself, I don't warm it up like hot. I just warm it like warm. So therefore, I still have a little bit of clumps in there of chocolate that are soft at that point because it are partially melted, but there's a little bit of things in there that still have a little bit of texture. Normally not an issue. It tastes fine. It's delicious. I love it. I knocked it down on my keyboard. No issue. I have a keyboard with the drainage in it, so when you knock down drinks and stuff in it, then it will just run through the holes and you can just put something under it and it will run out. These chocolate thingies are small balls of chocolate in there that were good and soft at that point, clogged up all of the holes. And I counted, I think I had 12 holes in my keyboard. All of them were completely clogged. So I was just cleaned up the worst of it, and then I was just keep live streaming because I knew it would just run out the hot chocolate, but it didn't. And I could use my keyboard, no issues. But then afterwards, I wanted to record, and then when I used my keys, for instance, when I clicked delete, it pressed K, and I think it was F12 that put out a P. So something was clearly happening. And again, I can't leave my house, so I can't just go out and buy a new one. So therefore, I ended up after live streaming for 3.5 hours, I think, late at night, clean up my keyboard. It was totally like put all of the keys off, rip them off, put them in soap water so they could get de-stickified. And yeah, just everything, clean everything with a Q-pick. Is that what it's called? Like the things you use to fix your makeup. I would say the things you are not allowed to put inside your ears. Those things, like using one of those and then just scrubbing the inside of my keyboard and try to declog it. I did declog most of them, but it was no use. I couldn't get anything. It did turn on. I did get light in it when I put it back into my computer, but it just wasn't good enough. So luckily my brother, who I love very much, especially right now, I know he don't watch my videos, so I can confidently say that, knowing he aren't watching. But he was at his job and wouldn't get off before the stores closed. So he was just like, okay, how early does the stores open? So he was up Saturday morning and in the stores getting me a new keyboard, and then coming out here. We live like 15 minutes away from each other, like we're not living in the same city at all. And come out here with it, and he offered also to help me set it up, but I was luckily able to do that since I have ruined a few keyboards at this point. So he came and saved the day. So I just had to get early up Saturday, like I think 9 a.m. It's early for me because I only got a few hours of sleep because of my wonderful mental health. But that's honestly, it was a really good ending to something that could have become terrible. So I was able to record it was the intro and the outro for my Saturday's speed build before I had to go live on my second channel Saturday. So therefore it was so stressful, and it was just awful. Like I didn't know. Like I know my brother said he would come with it, so I trust him to come with it. But at the same time, I'm just like, that's out of my hands. I can't do anything to make the process go faster. So it was just so stressful. And at the same time, I had to figure out, okay, luckily it was Black Friday, so a lot of keyboards was on sale. But like, which one do I want? And I do not like tactile keys, so that was really difficult to find, because most keyboard in Denmark apparently are with tactile keys, and I don't like the square shape, because I do like to have my elbows out when I'm writing, and that's uncomfortable with a square keyboard. Wasn't able to find that, so I found this one, which is the Razer one. It's fine. I'm pretty sure it would be wonderful to most people. It's just completely square. So I talked with my parents, and I can get a new one. I can buy myself a new one when I want, basically. So I can have this one as backup. And it was like 200 Danish crowns. So that's around like 25 euros or something. Not even. So it was really cheap, so it doesn't matter that I just have an extra. So next time I spill something and ruin my keyboard, I have an extra, so that never happens again. That was just like, well, impressive it took you this long to mess it up that much. Anyway, I know that's not what you come to my channel to hear, but I just thought it was funny, and I know I did mention it in my intro Saturday, but it was just, yeah, I just wanted to tell you, because that's just who I am as a person. I think it says a lot about me, and I love when you and me can get together and get to know each other a little bit more. Just like I love when you guys write in the comment section and tells me a little bit about your builds, or what you want to see, or just small hints about who you are as a person. Now, to just jump back to this build, looking at this sign, I am aware that I misspelled Havannah, and for once I named something after something that exists in real life. Havannah is the most famous, probably small, really small boat in Denmark. It belongs to a family, which I think it's the third generation now who has it. And all three generations have made Danish reality TV, where they just take the boat out in the world, and it's two oldest sons of the newest generation took it around the world. Literally, they sailed down to like I think it was what's it called, the belly band of the earth. It took it down there, and then they went all the way around the world with it. They also been to Greenland on it, and it's just one of these programs where you feel like you're invited into the family in a very unique way. And I would love to go and be in that boat for a while if I could. So yeah, it was just me thinking about boats. It was the first name that came into my head, and it's a little Danish treasure. I don't think anyone outside of Denmark knows about it. But it's very special. Anyway, guys, before I run out of time, I know this is a little bit different than what I normally do. As you know, I love talking about animals. I love talking about facts, especially weird facts and all of this, and I still do that. But I just, first of all, it's a restaurant. There's not that many facts. My brother is actually in the process of taking the chef education here in Denmark. So he actually said he could come in as a guest and tell me about cooking facts. I didn't feel like that, honestly. But yeah, we are, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Either way, I will come back with a speed build this Saturday. But enjoy the cinematics, and I will come back. And I guess this is where we ended, guys. I'm so happy for every one of you who stayed this long. I know this is not what I usually do. I love to educate about animal. I love to build for the animals, but once in a while we need a restaurant, and here it is. So if some of you still are here, thank you so much. And you know the drill, guys. Like, subscribe, and turn on the bell notification so you know the next time I upload a video. Really hope to see you again at the comments below or in the next video. Bye, guys.